Accountability will be the key to your success. In a world where everybody wants to claim, don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me. Why are you judging? I don't ask to not be judged. I don't ask to not be assessed or evaluated. I ask that I become impeccable. Instead of asking the world to not judge, because everybody's judging, most people are so superficial that they only take a small glance at everybody else and try to surmount and assess the value that can be contrived. But most people don't realize that their limited levels of understanding on this surface level of a world are way too insufficient for an individual to be able to feel as if they're getting any value off of a glance. Now back to the point. Don't ask the world to not judge. So many people tell me I'm judgmental. So many people try to tell me I need to calm it down. Listen, I have higher standards for myself and those around me. Now, if you don't want to rise up to those standards, or if those standards are too high for you, then you could extricate yourself from my reality. But I'm only going to go into proximity with higher levels of standards and higher levels of becoming. At the end of the day, I'm not asking the world to not judge me. I'm just looking to be so impeccable that when you do, because most people will, because they are superficial and subconsciously that's what we do, the faculty of judgment is what prevents you from crossing the street when there's cars moving. Right, so don't tell me to not use my faculty of judgment and reasoning. Right, you have to use sound judgment in this world. They will try to strip you through rhetoric. They will try to strip you through rhetoric of your ability to determine what's good and what's bad for you. You know what I mean? And then there's people in this world that live on such low degrees of accountability that they'll say, oh, you're judging, oh, you're judgmental. And that's only to give them a pass to do the things that are operating at lower levels than the standard that we want to set for ourselves. Like I said, why your world is yours. You can do what you do over there. But trust me, I will be using my faculty of judgment. Now, I don't walk up to people condemning people and bloating and blighting people, whatever the fuck the word is. Excuse my language, astaghfirullah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to walk down on nobody and interrupt their reality. But around me and in my life, I will use my faculty of judgment to determine what I want and what I don't want in my life. I don't accept toxicity. Why would I suscept myself to toxicity? That's like a person that would just put themselves around nuclear radioactive waste. Your faculty of judgment would tell you not to do that. The people in this world who are looking to not be judged, or for you to not use your faculty of judgment, would suggest that, oh, it's okay to walk up to nuclear radioactive waste and suscept yourself to that. Yeah, that's the noble thing to do. Fuck that. Excuse my language, astaghfirullah. It's not the noble thing to do. The noble thing to do is to use your mind and to evaluate and assess and look for what's best for you and to operate on that level. Don't look to not be judged. Look to become impeccable. That's a better solution. Instead of telling the world or telling yourself to turn your mind off and turn a blind eye to lowly behaviors and low frequency operation, become so impeccable in all areas that when they do decide to judge you, they can't judge you. Because I'm at that point. I'm ascending so much within myself that there's more to be done. Oh yeah, there's more to be done. I am not perfect. But like I said, I'm not straightened. I'm straightening. I'm not perfect. I'm perfecting. And I'm in a constant state of correcting. You know what I'm saying? So there's more work to be done. But I'm moving towards that level of impeccability where naturally you might choose to want to hate with your opinion and be like, oh yeah, this person, da da da. But you probably hating because you gave up on it. Because there's natural principles and natural laws that govern this universe, irrespective of you existing. Because if we just got you out of here, what's gonna still happen? What's gonna still happen? The earth is gonna still move. The universe is still gonna tick. Right, and there's laws that govern this. Gravity doesn't care if you care about gravity. So you might as well get aligned and use your faculty of judgment to use gravity to your best advantage, right? Now, if we go to the top of a skyscraper and decide to jump off, gravity is going to harm us. Gravity is not a bad law. It's just a law. It is what it is. It doesn't care about opinions. Now, if we learn how to craft an airplane and use this, that, and the fourth, and use physics, then we can use that to our advantage. Right. Don't expect people to not judge. Just become so impeccable and flawless in every area that people they can't say shit to you. You feel me? And the only people that can say shit to you are people who are operating on that higher frequency, that are willing to pull you up, like myself. Now, how does this translate into day-to-day actions? Let's keep it gangster. I always talk about people and their body. Right. Your body is a symbol. It's a statement to the world of how you conduct yourself. Now, if a person has low muscle mass, we can tell. You don't do no work. You don't put in no work, or you're not eating right, or both. If a person is wild obese and wild fat, what do you expect us to believe? Like, oh, don't judge. No, that's who you are. That's how you are. You are as you are. And we're going to look at that and assess to see if you are an asset to our ends that we want to move towards. Come on, like a person, you can't be obese, you can't be fat, you can't be sloppy, you can't have low muscle mass, and that not be a product of every action up into that point where we can see you as that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily shedding light on the effect, but we're looking at all the causes behind it, because this is higher reasoning and a higher faculty of judgment, where we can now use things to see beyond the surface. So many people are stuck on the realm of effects, that we're looking at the effect and tracing it back to its causes. So whether a person is broke, whether a person is doped out, whether a person's aura is diminished, whether a person is fat, we're just going to trace it back to the causes. And what are the causes? Your behaviors, your habits, the things you are doing that are setting you back, and the things you aren't doing that are not moving you forward, that are supposed to move you forward. So in this world, they're going to try to say, oh, don't judge, so that they can get away with their low accountability behavior. I don't care, bro. I'm doing my best to keep it composed because I'm fasting and I'm supposed to keep my language to a certain, you feel me? But let's just keep it real. Don't ask people to not judge. I'm a judge. I'm going to judge the world as I see it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Don't tell the world to not call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Don't do that, because what you're really doing is trying to gaslight people or manipulate people into not being accountable to what's really going on, so you could get a pass, right? Oh, you judging. Yeah, I'm judging. Yeah, and you judging me for judging. So what are we doing? Can we get to the point? There's something called an ad hominem. Ad hominems are levels of debate and arguments. An ad hominem, by default and by definition, is an argument where instead of addressing the topic that we're apparently being contentious about, you go to my character. So when I say, damn, bro, where'd you get those titties from? Where'd you get those jelly rolls from? Damn, bro, why you smoking that cigarette? Why you doing all these negative things? You just go to, oh, you're judging. That has nothing to, obviously, I'm judged. Yes, we are making assessments and we are evaluating the circumstances so that we can potentially have a better end result. But me judging is not the point. The fact that you're judging me about judging just shows more of you avoiding the accountability to the effect that is not desirable, because nobody wants to be more out of shape. Nobody wants to be more broke. Nobody wants to be less harmonious with themselves. Nobody wants to be less happy. Everybody wants to be more satisfied. Everybody wants to be more in love, have higher esteem, have higher self-respect, look in the mirror and be like, God damn, I love that individual. Whoa, you feel me? Who wants to look in the mirror and have self-loathing? Who wants to look in the mirror and then actually show up in public force-feeding people lower levels by telling them not to judge? Why don't you actually listen to the call of your conscience and start to remove the BS in your life, you feel me, and just get to work so that you can become impeccable? Why your world is yours. Don't ask people to not judge. Simply become impeccable in your conduct. Right. Back in the days when I used to smoke, drink, hypothetical as hell. You talking all the spiritual nonsense. You know what I mean? You talking spiritual, you intellectual, you know, but you're not living it. So you're not being it. So we're not going to listen to you. Right. I wasn't even listening to myself. You feel me? So many holes in my theories. So many holes, you could poke holes in that easy. Now you can't poke holes in that. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. Right? And slowly but surely, it's going to continue down the path. Because if we look at the past, right? Only 2 years. If we look at the past 2 years and we can just simply see, hey, this has been growing. It has not been slowing. Right. But others, they vacillate. They jump forward a little bit. They jump back. They jump back. Then they go back into states of lower self. Right. I'm so attached to my higher self at this point that all I seek to do is become impeccable in my conduct, to the point where if you judge me as you will. But I know that I possess qualities. I possess qualities that are universally attractive. And if you choose to condemn me for having those qualities, it's because you haven't put in the work, or you gave up on putting in the work to doing the things that you really wanted to do. So really, it's because you have a low accountability lifestyle. Real gangster. Whatever you are, your world is yours. We just keeping it so true. We just keeping it way too true at this point. So don't ask people to not judge. Simply become impeccable in your character. Can we poke holes in all your theories, Mr. Hardbody? Can we poke holes in your theory, Mr. I'm cool, Mr. I love myself, Mr. Mrs. Them, they love myself? Can we poke holes in that? Yeah, we could poke holes in that. Because anybody who loves themselves would never destroy themselves or expedite their death. I swear to God, bro. Back in the days, I did not love myself on this level. I might have been infatuated and conceited, like most of y'all. But at the end of the day, true self-love is love in action. You feel me? We need to see that verb. We need to see the actions. We need to see the conduct. How do you conduct yourself? And if that's what you define as love, and you learn that as love, like people who end up in abusive relationships, now you have an abusive relationship with yourself, you need to correct that. Because that's not true health, harmony, and happiness. I'm going to push that for the rest of this YWY. Increase health, increase harmony, increase happiness. So much chaos within yourself. So much unhappiness within yourself. So much dissatisfaction. You just got to keep it real. Then when you keep it real, it's only one decision. Keep it real and move forward. Or stay fake and live in all that other shit. You feel me? So look, the key purpose of this video is to translate one simple fact. Don't look to not be judged. Look and seek to have impeccable character. Because in the instance of impeccable character, in the inevitability that people do judge because they are superficial as hell, right? Acting like they don't judge. Shut up. You just don't want people to hold you accountable to your actions. Right. In the inevitability that people do judge, they can't say anything. Because most people start to talk to me now. I'm like, if I listen to you, will I end up like you? Right. We don't want to end up like that. That doesn't seem attractive, but this is. Right. Confidence is attractive. You need that. Not false confidence, not in a bag. Right. I'm talking about real upright human conduct and behavior. And it's not for one person to have. This is for you to become, so we can vibrate higher as a species. So many people have that I win, you lose mentality. That's why they can't even get with me on the frequency to learn. You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all hold yourselves back in so many different perverted ways that I'm at the point where, like, the people who rise up, I'm surprised to see you and I'm happy to see you. You know what I mean? But when you do rise up and you say, you know what? I need to drop these bad habits. I need to make my character impeccable. I need to become, instead of not being judged and living on a lower standard and accepting lower standards for myself and expecting people to allow lower standard behavior, I need to raise my standards and have impeccable behavior to the point where if anybody decides to assess me, check me out. Background check them out. Where's your paperwork? This is my paperwork. You feel me? This is my paperwork. You see what I'm saying? Stepping up every day, showing up every day, putting our words to actions every day. Being valuable every day. You know? It's no use in having a world full of unhealthy people, bro. I don't care what you tell me. It's no use in a world full of drunkards. Nobody actually wants to do those things. Nobody actually wants to do those things. It's not like you wake up, hey, yeah, I want to be addicted to drugs today. No, what you want is freedom from negative emotions. Right. That's what you want. You want freedom from internal angst. Right. Right. And the only way to become free is to actually be yourself, is to create that harmony with yourself and align with the principles of life. But you need to learn those principles. You need to get those effects. You need to change those causes. YWI, hop on the mindset program. You already know the vibes. You already know the vibes. It is what it is. We out here, no food, no water, no excuses. You see the vibes. I love y'all so much. Consider vibrations raised, tap in. You don't gotta guess. You don't gotta guess. You could do the trial and error situation that you've been doing and hope to strike upon some type of win, even though it's easier to just say, hey, can you teach me how to do this? Can you teach me the system so that I can get the effects that you got? Right. It's really that simple. Don't complicate it. Make your day easier. Elevate today. You're one decision away. YWI, your world is yours. Self-mastery is the only success. Self-mastery is the only success. And a lot of people are looking like failures out here. Self-mastery is the only success. And a lot of people are looking like failures out here. Look in the mirror. Where are you failing yourself? Be honest. Where are you not mastered of by yourself? Where are you enslaved to something else? Excuses, foods, temporal pleasures. Right. Consider the vibrations raised. Drop the bullshit. I gotta stop cursing while I'm fasting. Drop the BS and level up today. Don't look to not be judged. That's a low accountability lifestyle, and that's looking for space to be less. Become so impeccable in your conduct and your character that when they do decide to judge, they have nothing that they can actually say. YWI, consider vibrations raised.